Hello students, welcome back. In our previous class we have discussed about decision making under certainty and uncertainty. In today's class we shall learn about decision making under risk. Okay, under this situation students, the decision making is based on the probability and the person making decision cannot predict the outcome of an event. So here risk involved in taking a particular decision is quite large. So in order to reach the possible decision, the probability of occurrence will have to be decided based on the past data, and then the best course can be taken based on the largest expected profit value. So here students, the probabilities are assigned to each state of nature based on the past data, knowledge and experience of a decision maker. So here the objective is to optimize the expected profit of an organization and to minimize the opportunity loss. So for decision problems under risk, the most popular methods used are expected monetary value, expected opportunity loss, expected value of perfect information. So the first one is students expected monetary value, that is EMV. When the probabilities can be assigned to the various states of nature, it is possible to calculate the expectation of gain for each course of action. So in this EMV students, EMV is calculated by multiplying the probabilities with each event in the payoff table. Okay, and then the product is summed up. The resulting number is called the EMV, that is expected monetary value for that act. The decision maker selects the action that leads to the maximum expected gain, that is the action with the highest EMV. Here the action or a strategies which is having the maximum EMV is selected by the decision maker. So this is known as expected monetary value. The formula is students, EMV is equal to summation P into O. Here P is nothing but the probability of occurrence, O is nothing but the expected outcome or expected payoff. Okay students, so this is the expected monetary value. So the next one is expected opportunity loss. So here the difference between the greater payoff and the actual payoff is known as opportunity loss. Under this criterion students, the strategy which has minimum expected opportunity loss is chosen. Here in the expected monetary value, the maximum EMV is chosen. Here in the expected opportunity loss, the strategy or action which is having the minimum opportunity loss should be chosen. So students, in this criterion, first we need to construct the opportunity loss table the way we did in the regret criterion. Okay, in that opportunity loss table students, we have taken the maximum payoff and subtracted it from the remaining payoff of that event. Yes or no? That table is said to be the opportunity loss table which we did in the regret criterion. First we need to construct the opportunity loss table, and that expected value should be multiplied with the probabilities given, and the next step is the action or a strategy which is having the minimum expected opportunity loss should be chosen. So this is known as expected opportunity loss. Clear everyone? And the next one is expected value of perfect information, that is EVPI. The expected value with perfect information is the average return in the long run if we have perfect information before a decision is to be made. So here students, the EVPI is calculated as the expected value with perfect information minus maximum EMV. So here the expected value with perfect information is calculated by taking the maximum value from the payoff table and then multiplying that maximum value with the probabilities given, and then adding all those values, all those expected values, and next we need to subtract the expected value with perfect information from the maximum EMV, that is from the maximum expected monetary value, the action or a strategy which is having the maximum or highest EMV, the value should be subtracted from the expected value with perfect information, then EVPI will be arrived. Okay, these are the three methods that are used in decision making under risk. You will better understand this concept by doing some problem students. Okay, so this is the problem number 1. Given below is a payoff table. This is the states of nature. There are 4 states of nature is given, that is E1, E2, E3 and E4. And 4 actions or strategies are given, that is A1, A2, A3 and A4. This is the payoff table. Okay, suppose that the probabilities of the events in this table are P E1, that is probability of E1, that is states of nature, is equal to 0.15. probability of E2 is 0.45, E3 is 0.25 and E4 is 0.15. Calculate the expected payoff. The expected payoff is nothing but the student's expected monetary value, that is EMV. And next, prepare the opportunity loss table, that is also known as regret table, and calculate the expected opportunity loss of each action. Clear, students? So this is the question. We need to find the expected monetary value, and next we also need to calculate the expected opportunity loss, that is EMV and EOL. Okay, students. This is the question, students. In this problem, students, the states of nature is given in columns and action is given in rows, right? So first I am rewriting the payoff table by taking the events, that is states of nature, in rows and by taking the actions in columns. Okay, as we did in a previous problem, students, I am rewriting the payoff table by taking the states of nature in rows and actions in columns. Okay, students. So here I have rewritten the payoff table, that is events E1, E2, E3 and E4, actions, that is acts, that A1, A2, A3 and A4. So here, so the first row is, students, 50, 300, minus 150 and 50. I am writing it in column, students, 50, 300, minus 150 and 50. And next row is 400, 0, 100, 0, 400, 0, 100, 0 and so on. So this is the payoff table that I have rewritten. Okay, students, by taking events in rows and actions in columns. So our next step is we have to calculate the expected monetary value, that is expected payoff. The other name of expected payoff is, students, expected monetary value. So don't get confused. So the calculation of expected payoff, that is 4 actions given, A1, A2, A3 and A4. So the formula of expected monetary value, students, summation probability into payoff. So payoff into probability, payoff into probability. Okay, so the first action, what are the payoff, students? 50, 300, minus 150 and 50. So we need to multiply this payoff with the probability. So the first probability, PE1 is 0.15, PE2 is 0.45, E3 is 0.25, E4 is 0.15. So for 50 is 0.15. For 300, E2, that is 0.45, minus 150 into 0.25, 50 into 0.15. Okay, you need to multiply this and then add it. So here the EMV is 112.5. Clear, everyone, students? So 50 into 0.15 is 7.5. Next one is 135. Next one is 37.5. And 50 into 0.15 is 7.5. So we need to total it. So EMV is equal to 112.5. Next, in the same way, students, for A2 also 400, 0, 100, 0 into, we need to multiply it with the probabilities. 400 into 0.15, that is 60, 0, 25 and 0. Here the EMV, we need to add this 60 plus 25 plus 0 plus 0, that is EMV is equal to 85. Next, in the same way for action 3 also, we need to multiply with the probabilities and then total it. So here the EMV is 112.5, and for action 4 also we need to multiply the payoff with the probabilities and then total it. Here the EMV is 210. So we have calculated the expected monetary value for 4 action, students. We need to take action with the maximum EMV. In these 4 action, students, which action is having maximum EMV? Action 4. Okay, so here the EMV is 210, which is highest than other EMV. So since EMV is maximum for A4, choose the act A4 as per expected monetary value. Clear? We are done with the expected payoff, that is we have find out the expected monetary value. Next, they are asking us to prepare the opportunity loss table, which is also known as regret table, and from that opportunity loss table we need to calculate the expected opportunity loss for each action. Okay, students. So the opportunity loss table is prepared by taking the maximum payoff and then subtracting it from the remaining payoff of that event. This is the opportunity loss table, students. In the first event, look at the values. 50, 400, minus 50 and 0. The maximum payoff is 400. The maximum payoff should be subtracted from the remaining payoff of that event. So 400 minus 50, that is 350. 400 minus 400, 0. Next, 400 minus of minus 50, that is minus into minus plus. So 400 plus 50 is 450. Next, 400 minus 0 is 400. And in event 2, students, the maximum value is 300. So 300 minus 300, 0. 300 minus 0, 300. Next, 300 minus 200 is 100, 300 minus 300 is 0. Okay, for E3 also the maximum value is 300. So 300 minus of minus 150, that is minus into minus plus. So 300 plus 150 is 450. Next 300 minus 100 is 200. 0, 300 minus 300 is 0. In this the maximum value is 100. 100 minus 50, 50. 100 minus 0 is 0. 100 minus 100, 0. 100 minus 0 is 0. So this is the opportunity loss table, which is also known as regret table, which we have learnt in the regret criterion. Okay students, after constructing the opportunity loss table, we need to construct the expected opportunity loss, that is calculation of expected loss or expected opportunity loss. Okay students, we need to take 4 actions, A1, A2, A3 and F4. So here the formula is loss into probability. Clear everyone? So in the first event students, what is the value? From the opportunity loss table only you need to find out the expected opportunity loss. Okay, so the probability is given for E1 is 0.15, for E2 is 0.45, for E3 is 0.25 and E4 is 0.15. You need to multiply the probability with the loss, expected loss from the opportunity loss table. Okay, so 350 into E1 probability is 0.15. Next 0 into E2 probability is 0.45. Okay, next 450 into 0.25, next 50 into 0.15. So 350 into 0.15 is 52.5, next 0, next 112.5, next 7.5. You need to add this, that is EOL, that is expected opportunity loss, is equal to 172.5. And next, coming to the second action, the loss is 0, 300, 200, 100. 0 into probability 0.15, 300 into 0.45. The values are 0, 135, 50 and 15. So here you need to add this EOL, that is expected opportunity loss, is equal to 300. And in the same way, for action 3, the values are 450, 100, 300, 0. Into probabilities, the values are this, the total is EOL is equal to 187.5. And next for A4, the values are 400, 0, 0, 100. 400 into probability, 0 into probability. So the total is 75. So students, well, coming to the expected opportunity loss, the EOL, the action which is having the minimum opportunity loss, or the action which is having the least opportunity loss should be taken. So in this, the minimum opportunity loss is for which action students? It is for action A4. Okay, well, coming to the EMV, we need to take the maximum EMV students, or the highest EMV. Well, coming to the EOL, we need to take the least, it is the loss students. So we need to take the minimum loss. So here the minimum value is for minimum EOL is for A4. So since EOL, that is expected opportunity loss, is least for A4, choose the action A4. Clear everyone students? So this is the problem number 1. Problem number 2 students, A1, A2, A3 are the acts and S1, S2, S3 are the states of nature. Also known that probability of S1, that is probability of state of nature, that is S1 is 0.15, for S2 0.4 and for S3 is 0.1. So this is the payoff table students, 3 states of nature and 3 actions are given. Okay, calculate the expected value of perfect information, that is EVPI. Okay students, so the formula of expected value of perfect information is students expected value with perfect information minus maximum EMV. So first we need to calculate the expected monetary value students by multiplying the probability with the payoff. Students, in this problem they had already given the states of nature in rows and the actions in column. You need not to rewrite the payoff table. Clear everyone? So first I am calculating the EMV students, that is expected monetary value. The formula is summation probability into payoff. Okay, so the calculation of expected payoff, that is EMV, expected monetary value. There are 3 actions given, A1, A2 and A3. So for first action 30, 20 and 40. So 30 into 0.5. Next 20 into 0.4, next 40 into 0.1. Okay, so the values are 15, 8 and 4. So you need to add this, EMV is equal to 27. Next, while coming to the A2, the payoffs are 25, 35 and 30. Okay, we need to multiply with the probability. 25 into 0.5, 12.5, 14, 3. EMV is 29.5. And while coming to the third action students, the values are 22, 20 and 35. So 22 into 0.5, 20 into 0.48 and next 35 into 0.5 is 3.5. So add it. So the EMV for action 1 is 27, for action 2 is 29.5 and for action 3 is 22.5. We need to take the action with the highest EMV. So here the highest EMV is for A2, for action 2. So the highest EMV is for the strategy A2, that is 29.5. Clear everyone? Now to find EVPI, that is expected value of perfect information, work out the expected value for maximum payoff under all states of nature. So students, in the first state of nature, come to the payoff table again. In the first state of nature, the maximum value is, students, in this 30, 25, 22, the maximum value is 30. Okay, in the second state of nature, the maximum value is 35. In the third state of nature, the values are 40, 30 and 35. The maximum is 40. So we need to draw the table in this way, students. First we need to write the states of nature. Next, maximum payoff of each state. So the first state, the maximum payoff is 30. For second state, the maximum payoff is 35. For third state, the maximum payoff is 40. Okay, so 30, 35 and 40. Next we need to take the probabilities that are given in the problem, that is 0.5, 0.4 and 0.1. Multiply this maximum payoff with the probability. 30 into 0.5, 15, 30 into 0.4, 14, 40 into 0.1 is 4. Okay, we need to multiply the maximum payoff of each state with the given probability. So expected value is equal to probability into payoff. So after find outing this, we need to add this. So the value, the total value is here is 33. This is known as expected payoff with perfect information, or expected value with perfect information is, students, 33. So the EMV here, maximum EMV is 29.5. Here the expected value with perfect information is 33. So our formula is, students, EVPI is equal to expected value with perfect information minus maximum EMV. Thus the expected value of perfect information, EVPI, is equal to expected value of with perfect information is 33 minus maximum EMV is 29.5. So 33 minus 29.5 is equal to 3.5. Clear everyone? So this is the problem number 2. So this is the problem number 3, students. A management is faced with the problem of choosing one of the products for manufacturing. The probability matrix after market research for the two products are as follows. So these are the probability, students. So states of nature, there are 3 states of nature: good, fair and poor. So 2 actions are given, product A and B. Okay, this is the probability, students. For product A, the probability is 0.75, 0.15, 0.10. For product B, the probability is 0.60, 0.30 and 0.10. Next, the profit that the management can make for the different levels of market acceptability of the products are as follows. So this is the profits given for each product, students. So states of nature, 3 states of nature, that is good, fair and poor. 2 products A and B, and this is the profit given in every states of nature for these products. Okay, so this is the question, student. This is the probability and this is the profits. Okay, so they are asking us to calculate the expected value of the choice of alternatives and give an advice to the management. So we need to give advice to the management that which product should be produced by the company by calculating the expected monetary value or expected payoff. Clear everyone, students? So these details should be written in the payoff matrix, students. Let us put the above information in a payoff matrix with the probabilities associated with the states of nature. So students, there are 3 states of nature. The states of nature are written in row. Okay, so good, fair and poor. So state of nature is good, fair and poor. Next 2 actions are given, that is product A and product B. I am writing it in column product A and product B. Here I am calculating the expected monetary value. Okay, students, in the same way we did in our previous problems, we need to multiply the profits or the values with the probability. So for product A, the probability is 0.75, 0.15, 0.10. For product A, the profit is 35,000, 15,000 and 5,000. You need to multiply this profit with the probability. So 35,000 into 0.75, that is 26,250. Next, 15,000 into 0.15, that is 2250. Next, for poor, the profit is 5,000 into probability is 0.10, that is 500. Okay, so here the total expected monetary value, the total is here students 29,000. Okay, next coming to the product B students, the profit is 50,000, 20,000 and the loss is 3,000, that is minus, you have to take minus 3,000. Here the 3,000 is the loss, so you need to write it as minus 3,000. Okay, so multiply these values with the probability of product B, that is 0.60, 0.30, 0.10. 50,000 into 0.60, 30,000. 20,000 into 0.30, 6,000. It is a loss. So minus 3,000 into 0.10, that is minus 300. So add it, 30,000 plus 6,000, 36,000 minus 300, that is 35,700. So students, in the expected monetary value, we need to take the action which is having the highest or the maximum EMV. So here the maximum EMV is for product B, that is 35,700. Since the expected payoff or EMV of a product B is greater, so product B should be preferred by the management. Clear everyone students? So this is the problem number 3. I hope you guys understood this problem. Okay. Next is problem number 4. Mr. X flies quite often from town A to town B. He can use the airport bus which costs rupees 25. But if he takes it, there is a 0.08 chance that he will miss the flight. Okay. The stay in a hotel costs rupees 270 with a 0.96 chance of being on time for the flight. Okay. Next, for rupees 350, he can use a taxi which will make 99% chance of being on time for the flight. If Mr. X catches the plane on time, he will conclude a business transaction that will produce a profit of rupees 10,000. Otherwise, he will lose it. Which mode of transport should Mr. X use? Answer on the basis of EMV criterion, that is expected monetary value criterion. Okay, so this is the question students. This question is quite tricky students. First understand the question properly. The Mr. X is traveling from town A to town B by plane. Okay, so to catch the flight he has 3 alternatives. Okay, he can use an airport bus which cost him rupees 25 if he takes it. Okay, there is 0.08 probability that he will miss the flight and the remaining probability is that he'll catch the flight. Okay, understand it properly. Next, if you don't want to go by airport bus, he has another alternative that he can stay in a hotel. Okay, the hotel cost is rupees 270 with a 0.96 chance of being on time for flight. Okay, 0.96 chance that if he can catch the flight and the remaining chance that he can miss the flight. Okay, 1 minus 0.96 is 0.04 chance that he'll miss the flight. Okay students, understand it properly. Next, the another alternative is for rupees 350 he can use a taxi that will make 99% chance of being on time for flight. Okay, if we take a taxi it will cost him rupees 350 and there is a probability that is 99% chance to catch a flight and 1% chance is there that he will miss the flight. Okay, so these are the 3 alternatives Mr. X can take. Either he can go by airport bus or he can stay in hotel or he can take a taxi. Okay students, so if Mr. X catches the plane on time, he'll conclude a business transaction that will produce a profit of rupees 10,000. Okay, if he catch a flight he'll get a profit of rupees 10,000 students. Otherwise, if he miss the flight he will lose it. Okay, which mode of transport should Mr. X use? So in these 3 alternatives, which mode of transport that Mr. X should use? We need to advise him students on the basis of EMV criterion. Okay, start our solution students. You need to draw a table like this: computation of EMV associated with various course of action. So states of nature, there are 2 states of nature students. Number 1 is if he catches the flight or if he miss the flight. Students, you need to read the question properly, then only you can understand the states of nature. Here it is given that there is a 0.08 chance that he will miss the flight. Okay, but there is 0.92 chance is there that he will catch the flight. Okay students, here there are two states of nature, if we catch the flight and if we miss the flight. Okay, by in this way you need to understand the question. Okay, so here I have taken the states of nature, if we catch the flight and if we miss the flight. Course of action, there are three mode of transportation is given. Number one is by bus, you can catch the flight. Next by staying in hotel, and next in taxi. Okay, in these three modes we need to suggest Mr. X which one is beneficial for him. Okay, so again I have divided this modes of transport in these three parts students. First one is cost, probability and expected value. Okay, so here in place of cost you can also write profit. Okay, I have written here cost. So let's start a solution. So there are two states of nature. The first state of nature, if he catches the flight. Okay, bus, stay in hotel and taxi, there are three course of action. Okay, if he catches the flight, he'll earn a profit of rupees 10,000 students. Okay, if Mr. X catches the plane on time, he will conclude a business transaction that will produce a profit of rupees 10,000. So 10,000 minus, if you go to catch a plane by bus, it will cost him rupees 25. He can use the airport bus which will cost him rupees 25. So 10,000 minus 25, that is 9,975. Okay, if he miss the flight, he'll not earn the profit of rupees 10,000 students, but he has to pay the cost of airport bus, that is 25. So you need to write in this way, minus 25. Okay, clear everyone? So the probability is given. He can use the airport bus which cost rupees 25, but if he takes it, there is a 0.08 chance that he will miss the flight. If he miss the flight, the probability is 0.08 chance, and the remaining probability is that he will catch the flight, that is 1 minus 0.08 is 0.92 chance is there that he will catch the flight, 0.08 chance is there that he will miss the flight. Okay, so 9,975 into 0.92. You need to multiply the value with the probability. The answer is 9,177. Okay, next 25 into minus 25 into 0.08, that is minus 2. Okay students, so 9,177 minus 2, that is 9,175 is the expected monetary value of by going with bus. Okay, next coming to the another course of action, that is stay in hotel. If he catches the flight, he'll earn rupees 10,000. Okay, next if he stay in a hotel, the stay in a hotel cost rupees 270 with a 0.96 chance of being on time for the flight. So how much it is costing students? Minus 270. So it is 10,000 minus 270 is 9,730. Okay, the probability is given students with a 0.96 chance of being on time. So the probability is 0.96 of being on time. Okay, next if he miss the flight, he'll not earn this profit. So he has to bear this expenditure, that is minus 270 to stay in a hotel if he miss the flight. So 0.96 is the probability that if he catch the flight, and the remaining, that is 1 minus 0.96 is 0.04 is the probability that he'll miss the flight. Okay, multiply the value, 9,730 into 0.96, that is 9,340.8. Okay, next minus 270 into 0.04 is minus 10.8. Okay students, so 9,340.8 minus 10.8 is 9,330. Okay, if he stay in, he will earn it this if he stay in hotel. Okay, next is if you get a taxi, if he catches the flight, he'll earn the value amount is 10,000 minus, if he catches a taxi, if he use a taxi, it will cost him rupees 350. For rupees 350 he can use a taxi, minus 350. So 10,000 minus 350 is students 9,650. Okay, next which will make him 99% chance of being on time for the flight. Okay, so there is 99% chance of being on time for flight, that is 0.99 is the probability. if he get a taxi. Clear everyone students, since they had given 99%. Okay, next, if he miss the flight, it will cost rupees 350 for taxi. Okay, he will not earn this amount students, so minus 350. So 99% chance is that he'll catch the flight, and remaining 1% chance is that he'll miss the flight. So 1% chance 0.01. So multiply it, 9553.5. So minus 350 into 0.01 is minus 3.5. So 9553.5 minus 3.5 is 9550. So we have calculated the expected monetary value students. In the EMV, we need to take the action which is having the maximum EMV. So in these three course of action, which course of action is having the maximum EMV students? That is, you have to go with the taxi. It's having the highest EMV, that is 9550. Since EMV associated with the course of action taxi is largest, that is rupees 9550. So Mr. X should use taxi, and it is logical alternative. Clear everyone? So this is the problem number. So these are the problems in decision making under risk. I hope you guys understood the topic, and let me know if you have any doubts. Okay.